What is cloud? So anybody, any guesses?
It's a storage.
Bhavana, yeah, it's a storage system. Very good. But where do you store?
Yeah, like hi, this is Sandeep. Like
Yeah,
previously, we used like data centers and all those things. Like now nowadays we are directly moving to the cloud to store the data. So instead of using servers, all these data centers and all these things.
perfectly. Perfect. Perfect. 1 second, guys. Okay, very good. So next, okay, let me go with a very small example here, guys, so that you can understand what is the usage of cloud in here. So as Sandeep said, the terminology, the data centers or, the server rooms, which has been handled by your enterprise itself and all those things. So, but people who do not know about this particular part may not understand what this data center is, what do you mean by that, all those things. So let me slowly jump into that with a small example in here. So let me go with a very basic example. So after completion of your graduation, right? So once you complete your graduation or when you join your BTech or your engineering or any degree level in here, so probably you will be purchasing a laptop or desktop, right? So what you want to do, I want to purchase a laptop or my desktop in here. So when you want to purchase a thing like this, then what you do, you go to a store and you reach to a storekeeper and ask him that, okay, I want to buy a laptop. So what's the questions generally you will be getting back from the storekeeper? Can you tell, anybody tell me?
RAM,
Yeah, very good.
processor,
Okay. Hard disk. What kind of hard disk do you want? All those things, right? So
yeah,
generally, we'll be asking you regarding the configuration part, regarding, okay, how much RAM do you want? Because, so we have the ranges from 4 GB to 16 GB also we do have. So based upon the things you chose, your price will be decided. So, okay, I want to have around like 4 GB of RAM in here. Or let's, I can say it's a 4 GB RAM in here. Okay, very good. So now processor, I would like to, I'm trying to go with some i5 processor. I know something, whatever you have in here, you can go with that particular processor in here. And hard disk, yes, I do have one hard disk of around like 1 TB of hard disk. So these are the basic things you generally go with. Similarly, along with this one, what else you go with? Suppose you're trying to take a desktop. So laptop has its own battery, but desktop will not have. So you have to buy a UPS. And again, for your power backup, right? And again, you need to have your antivirus. Even if it's your laptop or desktop, you have to install your antivirus systems in here. So all these are what? These are nothing but, the things which you require to create or you know to create to have your laptop or desktop built in here. The things are required. So now, okay, you have purchased a new brand new laptop or desktop with you and you have everything in ready. So now you are in day one. So day one, you started your laptop, you just open your laptop and as soon as you switch on your power button, within seconds, it booted up and it's showing you the desktop on you. So your performance is very high. Your performance is very high on day one. Think that now you are in this you are, it's like 1 year happened, you purchased your laptop. Now can you tell me what's the performance now? Is do you have the same performance as you had earlier,
no,
or
no, no,
obviously the performance will be little bit low, right? The performance will be degraded for sure. Why? Because in between this duration I have installed lot many applications. Have installed lot many applications in here. So when you do not have anything available within your desktop and within your laptop, since your whole memory is RAM is totally free and nothing to process only apart from your internal things, so the performance is very high. But when you start installing the lot many applications, for example, you are a .NET developer, what you do? You start writing the code. But simply writing a code in a notepad, does it work directly? No way. So what you have to do? You have to install your supporting tools so that it can compile your code, it can execute your code, it can show you the, if any, show you the output of the code, what you got it. So to make all your work done, you have to install lot many applications or lot many tools in here which supports your project, right? So due to this reason being, what happened now, my 4 GB of RAM may not support everything, all these things in here. So when you keep on increasing the multiple applications, your performance will be automatically degraded. This is common point you have in here. So now, okay, if it's degraded like this one, I'm not able to open my tools. It's taking very huge time to open it. Why? Because my 4 GB is not enough now. So I require more power. I require more RAM to handle my application. So what I'll do, I will try to extend my hard, the RAM in here to 8 GB so that it can go ahead and it can again make my all the things process smooth in here. Similarly, when you're trying to go with the multiple application, your space may be filled out. So at one stage, you find that you have no space in there. So what you need to do, you have to extend your hard disk, right? You have to extend the hard disk in here so that you can place more work, you place more images or what the more things about your application, what are things you have, you can place in here and you work on it. So what you're trying to do in here again in here as well. So after 1 year your things may be expired, so you have to again you have to do what, renewal the things in here, renewal the or the policies so that you can have your antivirus system and available within your system again. And even the UPS, suppose it's a hard desktop, the battery may be gone after 1 year, so what you have to do again, you have to replace the battery. So what you're trying to do in here, all these things you are trying to do because I want to maintain my system very high in a high way. So I mean in a good performance way, in good way in here, so that I can work on my system in here. I can work on my project level in here. So if you do not upgrade your things, if you do not upgrade your RAM, if you do not have your hard disk available, if your battery is lost, or if you do not have your antivirus, then it may leads to very disastrous, right? Because you may not work successfully on your work level in here. So it's a waste of time you're having in here. So your tools may take lot much time to open. So unnecessarily you're sitting idle for 15 minutes to 20 minutes until your tool is open. So there is lot much delay in time, and it's not really good to have in here. So to have all the things in a smooth manner, I'm trying to upgrade my things in here at every point of time. That means I'm trying to maintain my system so that I can work on my main project work in here. Okay, so thing in here is like, since you're a developer, you're trying to a lot of code in here, at the same time you're trying to maintain your system. So at one point of time you felt such a way that, okay, I'm really I'm trying to maintain, and I'm really having more time in maintaining these particular parts in here. Something is gone, some plugin is gone, my USB not working, all of a sudden something is went wrong. So every time something or somehow something else has been getting problem with me, I'm not able to concentrate on my project work. Every time I'm trying to go and check out the things within my laptop or desktop in here. So I'm really fed up of this particular maintenance. So what I'm thinking is like, do we have any third party where I can hand over the maintenance part to him and I can work on my project work so that I can concentrate much on my project work. That's the what I'm thinking in here. So I'm trying to check for my some third party people where they can come in and they can maintain my system on behalf of me, behalf me, or behalf myself. Okay, behalf myself in here. So what is the answer? Do we have any other people? Yes, the answer is we do have a third parties who can take care of your systems like this one in here. So who is that? The answer is cloud. So cloud currently, don't think cloud is something like, so it's in the sky. Okay, so don't think that this is some company coming into picture where these people says that you have like an urban company, yeah, where they'll be doing a lot of works for us. Urban, you can do whatever, any kind of carpentry work, any tap repair, anything, you can call them and they'll come to your home and they work for you. So this is a third party people. Similar to that, here cloud is also third party which is trying to maintain your system on behalf of you, so that you can mainly concentrate on your project work. But cloud provided me, or he said he has some conditions. He has some conditions. What is that condition? So cloud said that this particular person said that I will not come to your home directly, and I will not physically test your desktop or laptop, or physically do not do the maintenance part. Then why are you coming in here? If you do not do the maintenance part of my system, then why are you here? So he says that why you're trying to maintain all those things in here, why extend your hard disk, why you're trying to extend your RAM in here, why you're doing all those things in here? Because you have lot many tools installed within your system in here. So due to this reason being, your performance has been degraded like anything. For that reason being, your maintenance is needed. So that reason being, what I will say is that means what cloud is saying, that instead of installing all your tools within your system in here and doing your work within your system in here, cloud says that I have my laptop. I have my laptop. So try to install all the tools, what I'm trying to do, all the tools in my laptop, or in my laptop in here. So really I'm wondering now, okay, what is this laptop in here? So is it like I need to come to your place and I have to install everything in your laptop over there? Is that the one you want to go with? Cloud says no. You no need to even come out of your room. Then how can I connect to your laptop? Then how can I install all the things what I require in your laptop in here? So cloud says that no problem. You have your laptop already with you, physical laptop with you. And if we have an internet with you, you can directly connect to my laptop. Then it is like a cloud laptop, which is sitting remotely. So this is sitting in your remote location. So this is sitting in your remote location, and what you are trying to sit in your home, at your home level, with your using your laptop and your internet, you can connect to your cloud laptop. So how this is possible? So this can be possible by creating an account. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so what is this laptop is in here? So as per my application, as per my tools, I require 4 GB of RAM in here, or I require more than 1 TB of hard disk. Is this available with you? Is this your laptop can support my things in here? The cloud says no problem. So whatever the configuration you want, I can provide you. It's not only one laptop I have with me. I have multiple laptops. I have multiple things with me, which contains different kind of configuration. What kind of laptop you want, go ahead, choose it and use it. Okay, so do you want 4 GB of RAM? Yes, I can provide. 8 GB of RAM, I can provide. 16, yes, I can provide. 32, yes, I can provide. Whatever the configuration you want, go ahead and try to do that in here. But only one thing is like, you have to pay me, because your work is being done in my own laptop in here. Your work earlier you have to use to do in your own laptop. This is your personal laptop. But now you're trying to do the same work what you're trying to do within your cloud laptop. It's not in your laptop. So your laptop, your personal laptop is being used to connect my cloud laptop in here, where your cloud laptop contains your required, your desired, configured things in here. So whatever you want, I can provide each and every part of my things in here. So, but only thing is that if you want to go with using your 4 GB RAM, just pay 2000 rupees per month. And if you are using your 8 GB RAM, okay, you can pay 2500 rupees per month in here. Similarly, for every configuration, you will be have a separate price. So now what happens? You will not, it's not required to know increase your RAM anymore, because there are no tools in your laptop anymore. But only thing is that you're trying to, using your personal laptop, using your internet, you're trying to connect to some other laptop which is sitting remotely, not with you, somewhere else, and you're trying to connect that particular laptop. Okay, so and every lab, this is and generally in cloud terminology, to understand the things I told you is laptop, but in cloud terminology it's not called as laptop, it's called as your virtual machine. So it's a virtual machines available within your cloud level. So where this is, look at it somewhere else. What you will do is like using your personal laptop, using the internet, you will connect to this particular virtual machine in here, and you can do whatever you want. Understood? So this is your benefit of the cloud. And one more thing, guys, in here. So okay, today I'm using your virtual machine in here, which is having 4 GB of RAM, and of course I have to pay 2000 rupees per month. So the thing what happened is like I have created one virtual machine. I'm using my 4 GB RAM, 4 GB related virtual machine here, and I have consumed for just 2 hours, and later I have deleted. So now the question is, do I need to pay 2000 rupees still? 2000 rupees still. So the thing is what? I have used your laptop, also I used your virtual machine for just couple of hours, and later on I logged out. Let me say I logged out. So do I need to pay 2000 rupees still? The answer is no. It's not required. So how much you consume in here, only that you have to pay in here, because you are trying to, from your personal laptop, you're trying to connect some machine remotely, and you're using this virtual machine for only just couple of hours. When it's using for couple of hours, just pay only for those 2 hours only. It's 2000 rupees per month, then it may be around like just 3 rupees per hour. So since you consume for 2 hours, probably you have to pay just 6 rupees, 6 rupees for your cloud. That's it. It's very simple and straightforward, just 6 rupees to your cloud engine. So less amount. That's a flexibility is been providing by this cloud people in here, because you are you're consuming my services for just couple of hours, just pay for that only. It's not like since you created your virtual machine and it's cost me 2000 rupees per month, you have to pay all the 2000, even though you use for 1 hour or 10 minutes at least, you have to pay everything. No, it's wrong. It's not a thing in here. You just use for 10 minutes, just pay for 10 minutes only. For 1 hour 63 rupees for 1 hour, then for 1 minute or 10 minutes it may be around 20 paise or 10 paise. So just pay 10 paise only. So you're not more than that. So that's the flexibility will provided by your cloud in here. So cloud in here, something is, it's a kind of third party which helping your work to be done more easier. So if you're trying to maintain everything on your own, you have to take care of all these things on your own. You have to go to the store, buy your antivirus policies, buy your UPS battery, buy your hard disk, So it's a lot of time will be wasted going through around all the market stores, all those things, picking up the right one, choosing your correct ones, all those things. So re- to remove all those things, to avoid all this hectic part, who's helping us? Yeah, cloud is helping us. So cloud is the one who's trying to help us, saying that in order to do all those things, forget about all those things. I have my virtual machine, I have my laptop with multiple configurations like this one. Just go ahead and choose the one what you require and start looking over there. But only thing is that just pay me because I'm trying to provide you the service. That's it. This is like, a housemaid in your house. So generally, suppose you are a single person sitting in the house and you are the person you need to go and you do to maintain your house first. So you working from home as of now for offices, right? So you have to clean your house, you can broom your house, you can wash your clothes, you can, clean your utensils. You have to do all those things along with your project work as well. So if you are more involved in your house related stuff, then when you do your project, then your client will be sitting on top of you, right? So what will happen now? You are looking for some third parties so that they can maintain your house on behalf of you. Similarly, you're looking for third party who can maintain your system on behalf of you. So as we have the third party cloud in here, similarly, you are having a housemaid where it comes into picture and he or she says that, okay, I will broom the house for you. I will clean your utensils. I will wash your clothes. But since I'm doing the work on behalf of you, please pay me, right? The same thing, the same scenario here as well. So cloud is a third party, is like a housemaid for you where it's helping us to make your work done easier. So you no need to go to any store to buy your hard disk. You don't need to extend your RAM, nothing. If you want to extend your RAM, even that can be provided by your cloud immediately. It's very, it's very less cost. So everything, each and every minute things is available in cloud. The only thing, the condition is what he kept is like, instead of trying to do your work in your system, please try to connect my virtual machine and try to do your work in my system so that I can take care of each and every pinpoint of the system in here. Since you are trying to do in my laptop, I will try to take care of everything. You just log in, do your work and go out. If you feel that there's something wrong in here, please let me know. I will take care of my systems in here. That's the advantage. That's the thing your cloud is providing for us in here. All right. So any questions, guys, up to this level?
So, when you are learning this cloud, so is it Linux you are teaching or else Windows?
Yeah, so we go to both kind of stuff, Bhavana. Like we'll try to create your Windows virtual machine as well as we'll try to go with your Linux virtual machine as both of them.
Okay, because I'm looking for Azure with DevOps. So for DevOps, I hope Linux is mandatory. That's why.
So Linux mandatory, why? Because you try to deploy your applications in your Linux system mostly. And Windows virtual machines have been created to do your work for client. I'll show you all the things in practical, how your Linux system looks like and how your Windows system looks like.
Okay, so may I know like what all will get in this course?
Yeah, well, I'll show you what is involved in the course towards the last of the session. Okay, I'll show you the content.
Sure, sir.
So the people who do not know the basic knowledge on cloud, are you able to relate the things now? Did you got any basic idea on cloud now at least?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now we were
Yes,
able to
sir.
correlate it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, now till now I've been saying that, okay, I'll be connecting to my virtual machine by using my internet and cloud. So let me go. I have my account already. So because I told you already, to have your virtual machine created or to have your services used in your cloud level, you need to have an account. So I'll tell you what we need to have account, all those details later on. I already have my account with me. Let me go ahead let me connect to my account directly. So this is your Microsoft account, Azure account in here. This is my user ID I provided, and I'm trying to go with my password. So this is my portal, Azure level portal, where you can see lot many resources are available in here. I can see the icon, virtual machines. So this is the one where you can go ahead and you can create things in here. Let me go and click on virtual machine here. So we have lot many things to get, virtual machine to be created. So do not ask any questions right now because you will not understand. But sure, while we're trying to create a virtual machine, I'll try to go in each and every page in detail. What is subscription? What is resource group? Every pinpoint things will go in detail level. So let me go now. Let me few things. VRIT-RG. I'm trying to provide our institute name VRIT here just to make sure. And here this I'm trying to go with my Windows machine as of now. I'm trying to go with my create a Windows virtual machine in here. And see, this is the image, the operating system. Ubuntu is nothing but it's for Linux system. So similarly, I can see Windows 10. So currently, what I want to go with, I want to go with my Windows virtual machine here. So click on your Windows because I want to create a kind of laptop similarly what I have with me so that I can install my things and work over there. That means I'm trying to create a physical, I'm trying to create a Windows virtual machine over there. So now see here sizes. When you click on this one, as I told you earlier, so I have any what configuration required, I have everything with me, but only thing is like for every configuration you have a separate price. So this you can see this particular part as of now in here. See, I can see how many vCPUs you want. So virtual CPUs, so 8 vCPUs also we have. See the RAM, 32 GB of RAM. It's not a small thing, guys. IOPS 12,800. I'll explain you all these things in detail. Don't worry. Okay. But just now, what you see is like, okay, this is the one of the configuration. So this configuration, what is the price? This is the price I have to pay. So it's 25,244 rupees and 66 paise somehow you have to pay to your cloud if you are trying to choose this particular size in here. At the same time, okay, do we need to go with such a huge one? I want to go, my application is very tiny application. I don't want this much RAM in here. So even 0.5 MB RAM is also enough. 0.5 MB, sir, 0.5 GB means it's just a 500 MB RAM. You won't even get in the market nowadays. The basic is 4 GB. Am I right? So if you want to go such a small, tiny, also you have within your cloud level. Just pay 315 rupees and 56 paisa per month. This is the estimated cost per month in here. So if you try to use for a couple of hours and you removed it or you logged out of things in here, probably per hour it may not be more than 5 paisa, 10 paisa, because it's 300 rupees for the total month, 30 days, 24 hours by 7, 30 days total. But when you're using only just for 1 minute or just for 1 hour in here, it not be more than for sure 10 paise or maybe like maybe 50 paise, not more than that. So flexible you have in here. So you have lot many things, 0.5 GB of RAM or 4 GB, 3.5 GB, 8 GB. So that IOPS are keeping changing in here. So you have 32 GB mostly. So 25,000. So similarly, you have fourth generation kind of stuff in here. So you also have some kind of fourth generation series. You can see expand this one. We have a lot many more. So these are the different ways the IOPS will be changing in here. Your sizes will be changing. So that within 32 GB RAM, I'm having multiple things in here. So I can see a few things changes with respect to my temporary storage. So I can see some 64 GB, 300 GB. So all these things, there'll be variation cost level. So it's 28,000 rupees in here. So based upon the size, what you choose, based upon that, you have to pay to the cloud in here, guys. That's how you have to go with. So for now, let me go ahead and let me try to choose a basic one, minimum of around like 2,500 rupees. So I'm trying to go with like 4 GB of RAM basic one and 2 virtual vCPUs I'm having in here and 1280 IOPS. I'll tell you what do you mean by all those things in detail later. But for now, I'm trying to choose this particular thing to have my Windows virtual machine created successfully. So select this. And once you're trying to create a virtual machine, what you have to do, you have to access it, right? Because I have to log in into your laptop, I have to log into my virtual machine here. So to log in, what should you need to have? You should have your user ID and password for sure. Without having your credentials, how can I log in into my systems in here? But that doesn't mean it's asking you to provide. Can you please provide the user ID and passwords in here? So I'm trying to provide VRIT admin. VRIT is my name of the institute in here. So I'm trying to provide VRIT admin. And coming to password, capital VRIT admin again at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 12 characters minimum. For that reason being, I have to provide a little bit longer password in here. And yeah, let me enable all these things. I'll talk about all these things later on. So let me complete creating my virtual machine now. So we have a lot much to go, all those things. So don't ask any as of now. So we'll try to see all these things later on. So I provided my, I clearly saying that, okay, see here, my price is giving me around like 3 rupees, 45 rupees in Indian rupees in per hour. So this particular, this price is, I have to pay per hour in here. So this is like hourly basis. So just 3 rupees 45 paise. If you use for a couple of hours, not more than 7 rupees, right? 10 hours, 30 rupees. That's it. So you can use your virtual for 10 hours and later you can delete your virtual machine. Nothing to pay after 10 hours. That's how it happens in here. So I'm trying to go ahead and click on create. Oh, I provided the name wrong way. Did I provide Windows or let me check it out after creating. So it's trying to submit your deployment. That means what are the configuration you chose, based upon that it's trying to create your brand new laptop for you, brand new Windows virtual machine for you, so that it exactly looks similar how you have in your laptop in here, how you have your C drive, D drive in here, right? The similar way you can create your own machine, just trying to create your own this kind of machine for you in your cloud level. And how you're trying to create the things in here, it's not simply like randomly, but it's purely based upon the size, what configuration you require. You can choose your own configuration and you can create your own brand Windows virtual machine in here. Okay, so once this is created, you can go ahead and you can connect your system. I'll show you how can you do that in here once it's been created. So this will take a little bit time to complete the stuff, because based upon is trying to provide you the multiple things in here. It's providing you your IP addresses of your Windows virtual machine. It's providing you NSG group. So a lot many things are happening in it. So probably now you may not understand what is NSG, what is your virtual networks in here. But going forward, I'll teach you each and every point in here. But for now, I would like to show you the difference between your local laptop and your remote machine, or your remote laptop or remote virtual machine in here. So let's complete this particular part in here. Let's go ahead and try to refresh. Refresh your page. So deployment is still in progress. Okay. So what happens if once this particular part is done, you can see a similar machine as you have within your local laptop. So as per the conditions, now what you are trying to do, you will try to install all your tools and everything within your, not anymore within your local machine, not in my own physical laptop what I see in here, but you try to install all your tools within your Windows virtual machine in here. So once that's created, so it's taking time to come up somehow today. It doesn't take this much time to create your normal virtual machine. So it should be completed quickly with 1 or 2 minutes of time, but it's taking more time today somehow. So this thing, always again depend upon the speed of your internet what you have in here. So if the bandwidth is a little bit down or your network is down, this may take a little bit time to complete your process. So, but generally it may complete with your, if speed is good and everything is good, then it may complete within, within 1 minute or 2 minutes of time, not more than that in here. So it will refresh one more time in here. But anyway, let it come back. So meanwhile, what I'll do, okay, this is your one scenario. This is like, you are trying to connect your virtual machine. This is one scenario. Now, being an individual contributor, you're trying to create your own account and you're trying to create your own virtual machine and you're trying to do the stuff within your remote machine in here. Very good. This is one scenario. Other way is like, enterprise. So when you talk about your enterprises, when you talk about your companies, think how many systems you have. So you have only one system in here, and you're very, you want to avoid this better small maintenance. But when coming to enterprises, how many systems you may have, or how many applications you may have in here. Okay, so when you come to enterprises, you can see multiple clients. For example, I may take something like SBI. This is the banking client, or I may be having, LIC. It's like insurance client in here. So I have a company, like a ABC company in here. This is my ABC company, where I'm having two clients, SBI client and my LIC client in here. So SBI client, this client may be having multiple applications. I may be having your savings application in here, or I may be having, current application in here, current account application here. I may be having home loan application in here, or I may be having, mortgage application here. Application mortgage loan. This is also kind of a loan with respect to your homes applications. So there's a lot many applications you have with respect to your bank. Similarly, for LIC, I'll be having again more applications. This is a life insurance. So I'll be having more other applications in here. So now each application you have to work on it. So I have to develop my code. I have to deploy that. When we being a DevOps person, we do not develop any code. So we are common people to all the applications in here. So you are the one who trying to deploy all the things within your respect to your virtual machine, or with respect to your some other resource where you want to go with. So each application means each employee will working in his own laptop, correct? Own laptop in here. So what this particular will do, this particular person will try to connect to my cloud, connect to my respective virtual machine in there, and he'll try to do his work with respect to this application in his respective virtual machine here. So this person will connect to my virtual machine 1. Similarly, this person will connect to my VM2. This person will be connected to my VM3. So each one has their own, has their own application. This is a separate application, and this will person connect to my VM4. So here, when you come to my enterprise level, it's not like only one client you have. It's not like within one client you have only one application here. You have multiple applications running in here. So for that reason, you need multiple virtual machines required in here. So in that scenario, think how much amount your enterprise will pay to your cloud in here. So you being a single person, you may create only one virtual machine and you may develop your project over there. But when you are trying to come with enterprise level, so you may have lot many applications running in here. So lot many virtual machines are required to have your application running in here, correct? And the thing in here is like when you want to run your applications within your enterprise level, your enterprise is responsible in maintaining your application here. So in general, for every application will not run on its own, will not run on its own. Then how it will run? It needs some kind of trigger to run your application here. So what the trigger? That trigger is nothing but server. So server is the backend application, or the backend, it's a kind of process which trying to run your application here. So every application what you run, not only I'm talking about this particular part, even your laptop, for example, see here I have a run command. Within run command I have service.msc. So if we click on OK, this will try to show you the list of total number of applications running in. You see, this is one of the applications. It's trying to adopt Acrobat upgrade service. So if you stop this one, I may not open my PDF format anymore because my Acrobat will be stopped. So with respect to each and everything, so I have multiple things. So what are these are? These are nothing but my servers. So I can stop, I can restart my servers in here. So this is a service. So if you stop these services in here, if you stop the servers in here, automatically your related application will be stopped for sure. So it will not work anymore for you. Okay. So your triggering part for application is nothing but your servers in here, what you're seeing in here. So this is the mandatory part. So if you stop here, automatically your current application will be down. It never works. So this is very trigger point. It's like a heart for your application which is running. So now earlier your enterprises used to maintain your server room in here to maintain all the servers. So I need a separate server for my this savings account in here. I need a separate server for my current application. I need a separate server for my home loan application. Similarly, I need a separate server for my enterprise level as well, mortgage loan application. So to maintain all these applications, I need to maintain all of my servers with respect to my different applications in here. Earlier, your enterprise used to maintain all those things manually. So maintaining a server room is not a small thing, guys. It's very, very costly. The first thing is like it requires a big place to place all your servers. Second thing, it requires your infrastructure to build your things in here, to build the racks, to place your server. It's like a small box you have to place the server. You require racks for that, and you require your air conditioners to keep your servers cool, and you require on-site engineers to make sure that all your servers is always up and running, because if this is down, your application will be down for sure. If application is down, then your customers have been impacted. So I don't want to happen that one. If anything happened to my server, your on-site engineer is responsible to make sure to bring that up and running again in here. Similarly, I should have a physical security guards to make sure that nobody is entering into this particular server room in here, because if anything happens to my server, then my application will be down for sure. So I don't want any unauthorized persons to enter into this particular place in here. So earlier, all these things need to be taken care by my enterprises. But now, as you are fed up with your maintenance part of your own system in here, even here, your enterprise is fed up of maintaining all those things in here. It's not a small thing. So what you do, again, these people look for some kind of third party, where they can take care of all these particular servers, all this particular part in here. And again, the answer is cloud. Cloud says, yes, I do have my own server room. Instead of maintaining your own things in here, try to place your application in my servers. I will try to maintain on behalf of you. As you have in here, as you're trying to, Cloud said earlier, try to do your things within my virtual machine here. Similarly here, it's asking you enterprises that do not try to maintain your own things. Try to place your applications in my servers in here, so that I will take care of things in here. And the server rooms in a cloud level, the terminology called as data centers. Data centers. So I'll show you the data centers. Now it's done. Let me open that later on. But now data center. See, images. These are nothing but your server rooms, guys. See how huge, and you can see a lady here is trying to, is trying to operate something in here. She's trying to make something. Maybe she's trying to do the maintenance part in here. So this is a big room. See all these racks. You see all this nothing but my servers. So this is called as the data center. Data center means it's a big, huge server room. See so many servers you have in here. It's looking great. So your air conditioner, the infrastructure, this all this nothing but your racks you created in your tiles, your air conditioner, very big space. So all these things, you no need to maintain on your own anymore. Cloud will try to do for that. Cloud has its own data center where what you have to do is like go ahead and try to place your application within my data center, or your application will be running from my data center in here, so that I will take care of your application. I will try to see your servers are up and running in my data centers. If anything goes wrong, I am responsible to bring that up and running again. So everything will be taken care by a cloud. Only thing is like just pay me. Pay me, because you are totally avoiding all these things anymore. So you don't have this anymore in here. So it means you're avoiding all those things, and you're placing the things, you're pushing the things to make cloud in here, and cloud is doing your work on behalf of you. You have to pay to the cloud in here again. That's the meaning of cloud again. So cloud is not only just for virtual machine or just for these things, and for everything, whatever you want with respect to your project level, application level, server maintenance, storage maintenance, networking maintenance, your virtualization, what kind of operating system, anything, I'll try to provide. That's the business done by the cloud engineer. Okay, so now let's go back in here, guys. Let me go and let me connect to my virtual machine. See, I'm trying to connect to my brand new remote. See, it's a remote desktop. You can go either this way or within your system here. If you type in RDP, you can see your remote desktop. You can try, you can connect from here as well. I'll show you that later on. So for now, I'm trying to click on connect. See, it's asking you the credentials to access your virtual machine. So if you remember, I provided your user ID and password. I'm trying to provide the same thing in here. Now, this is my brand new virtual machine, which has been running in cloud. And if you see, you can see the IP address in here. So IP address is something, but it's the identity for my Windows virtual machine. It's like a door number for your house. And do you have the door number replicated, or do you duplicated something else? No way. It's a unique.
Like your voice is breaking.
Yeah, sorry guys, I believe we have a network issue today. So see, I'm able to open my things in here. So it's like an identity. Your IP address is nothing but it's like a identity to your machine. So yeah, can you hear me properly now?
Yes, it's much better now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, something I have network issue today somehow. But anyway, so here this is your virtual machine is running with help of this particular ID. This is nothing but your IP address. So based upon this IP address only, you can identify your Windows virtual machine. What are the virtual machine you have in here? And see, this is my brand new laptop I'm having with me. So this is my Windows virtual machine, which is sitting remotely in the cloud level. And This is my local virtual machine, what I have in here. This is my remote, and this is my local. Now you saw the difference, right? So now in here as well, exactly what you do in your local laptop, you can do it in here as well. See, I'm trying to open my Chrome in here. I mean, what you say? Sign and syncing the data. 1 second, guys. So let me close all these things. What's coming? All these things in here. Close it. Yeah. So now I want to open my Google, for example. I'm into my Chrome in here. I want to open Google, Chrome, Microsoft Edge in here. By default, you get that one. So I'm going to go with my Google, google.com search bar. So go and click on your Google. So I'm open my Google in here. It's not now, not now. All these things. It's coming in Dutch language. Okay, somehow I think I've created my virtual machine in some wrong location. The reason being is giving me such kind of things in here, uh, let me go with, Google. Yeah, I want to try translate. Yeah, thank God. So I agree, go ahead, because probably I may create the virtual machine at wrong location. So I have a little data centers and talk about that later. But now you say my Google is open. Okay, I want to go and open my YouTube, for example. Go ahead and open your YouTube. I can see my YouTube here successfully open. So where I'm doing all those things in here, I'm doing all those things in my remote virtual machine. So this is my remote machine, and again this is my local machine here. So now, okay, I want to go ahead and I want to download any one of my tools. Suppose like I have my WinSCP, which is required for you going forward. I want to download this tool in here. Go ahead, download your tool. So go on, manage options. It's not required for me as of now. Okay, anyway, this is giving me some issues in here. So whatever you go ahead, you can download it in here. Suppose I want to download my Azure CLI, for example, for Windows. So this is also you may require in coming future. So you can go ahead and you can download the things in here. So here the language is showing you in Dutch language. So that is the reason we're not able to understand in here. See, some installers using installer. Why? Because the virtual machine you created probably you have done in some some area where it's not uses English over there. So let me go and review. See, that's a problem. West Europe. So while creating the things, you can choose for which location you want to create in. Based upon that, your language also can be taken into picture. So I'll talk about the location more later on. But for now, just I want to make sure that whatever you have in your local system, similar to that, you can do that within your remote system as well. Try to go and install the things in here. Try to do whatever things you want to have in here. So you can do the same things what you have within your local system in here as well. That is the flexibility it's providing you. This is your remote laptop where I spoke earlier. This is what this the cloud virtual machine. This is the virtual machine. This is the laptop where I spoke earlier. Hope you understood now. Okay. So that's the things, guys, and with respect to your data center as well, all those things, our cloud will be taken care in here. And coming to Azure, in here, Azure, it belongs to which company, guys? Azure. Who owns Azure?
Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft. So Microsoft Azure, so it has data center. data center rooms they have in here, where you can go ahead and you can deploy you can create a virtual machine in any one of the server room in here. So how many data centers do I have for my Azure in here? So you have around like 140 plus regions. 140 plus regions in here globally. Globally, you have these many. In India, can anybody tell me where we have the data centers for Azure in India? Data centers are nothing but your server rooms in India located.
Bangalore?
No. Mumbai,
Hyderabad.
Pune, and Chennai. So these are the three areas. These are the three areas you have where your Azure has your data centers. And one more good news is that we're trying to add one more area in India. Do you know where it is?
Hyderabad.
Any wild guesses?
Hyderabad.
Yes,
Hyderabad.
it's Hyderabad. Yeah. The talks are going on with Telangana government. So they're trying to place a data center in Hyderabad. It's really a very good advantage for us. So people are coming directly to Hyderabad. It's not a small thing, guys. Directly Microsoft client. It's a very good thing for us. But now, as per the list, you can avoid this. It's not yet established. Okay. So within each, this is a region. And again, within each region, we have not only one data center, but we have 3 to 4 data center per region. So why do we have these many per region in here? 3 to 4 data center per region in here. What is required? What is the use of that? So let me try to understand that. So here, for example, let me open my diagram so that I can explain you with a small diagram in here. Yeah, think that now I'm in a Chennai region. This is my Chennai region data center. So what actually happens? I have my data center in here. This is my data center where this contains lot many servers. So where based upon where you want to deploy, so it contains lot many servers where each server belongs to one application in here. So being an end user in here, what I'll do, I'll try to go and I will try to access one of the application which is available in my data center 1, or I would like to say the other word in here is nothing but my availability zone 1, or my data center 1 in here. So now this is working fine and I'm able to work the things in here and everybody are very much happy with this particular data center. Now think that all of a sudden your data center is down due to some issue. The issue can be anything. It can be a cyclone, it can be earthquake, it can be, it's a tsunami. So it can be anything. So all of a sudden my data center is down. So now what happened to me? Now, since the data center is down, none of my servers are running in here. When none of my servers are running, all my applications will be down in here. When applications are down, will you able to connect my application? No way.
Yes, we can connect, right?
Sorry?
So yes, we can connect. We'll have other data center in some other location. So like
I'm coming to that, Sandeep. Yeah, thanks for the information. Okay. And so I'm not able to connect to this particular data center anyway, no way, because my data center is down in here. So what I will do, I will try to, so generally I will not purely based upon only one data center in here. I don't know what happens when thing happened to this one. So it's not like only 1 or 2 applications will be running in the data center. Thousands of applications will be running in your data center. And you saw the images as well already. The data, see how many, many servers are running in here. Thousands of applications will be running in one data center in here. In that scenario, if anything goes wrong, then I don't want to impact my customers. For that reason being, within 150 to 250 kilometers range, 150 to 250 kilometers range, I will try to have one more data center, the same replica of my data center 1 in here. So this is what? This is the duplicate copy of my data center 1. So I'll rename this to my data center 2, or this is my data center availability zone 2 in here. So this is where what? They're situated at 250 kilometers away from a data center 1. So probably this area may be impacted, but 250 kilometers away data centers also getting impacted. It may not be, very less chances. So once this has been down, not a problem. When I'm trying to have application, the same application is also available in here as well. And this will to start connecting to my this particular data center in here. So this connectivity directly point to my second data center where you can access my application until your primary data center is up and running again. So this is your backup to my primary data center in here. So somehow think that within this particular range as well, even this is down, then not a problem again. I'll be having one more data center which is located more 250 kilometers range. I mean, it's not exactly, guys, I'm just providing you the number. More 150 to 250 kilometers range, I'll be having my third data center as well in here. This is the, again, this is a backup of my second availability zone in here. So what are the applications running in here? Exact same thing you'll be running in here as well. Along with that, here as well. So if anything goes wrong, now let me make it a small little bit. If anything goes wrong with my data center 2 as well, then not a problem. My connection will directly point to my data center 3. This is how it happens, guys. So these are backups because you are paying lot much to the cloud. Your enterprise is paying lot much to the cloud in here. And if your all of a sudden your data center is down, means how many millions of customers will be impacted? Think once. So it's not really good for your cloud. Once anything happens such a way, automatically your users slowly will be going out to some other cloud. Why you choose Microsoft only? Why can I go with Amazon? Why can I go with Google in here? Everybody are doing the same thing, but the only thing is like based upon the flexibility or based upon the the price you provide, they're choosing the things in here. So that's how it happens, guys. So within one region in here, Chennai region, I'm having 3 data centers. One is a primary and other 2 are my backups. If anything happened to this one, not a problem. I have my availability zone 2, and anything happened to this one, I have my availability zone 3 in here. All the 3 data centers in the region getting down, it generally does not happen at all unless and until a very big disaster happens and the whole world is impacted, something like that, then only. Because so 250 kilometers from here, so more 250, 500 kilometers range I have in here. So it's like a total different region or different area I'm having my third data center compared to my first one in here or second one in here. So that is how you have multiple data centers available, and for every region you'll be having 3 to 4 data centers as a backup, one primary and all the things are backups in here. Okay, so think how many things you have in here. So how many, sorry, not 140, so 60 plus region I believe, and we're having 140 plus data centers. Every region has 3 to 4, 1 or 2 based upon things. So regions will be less, one region, more data centers. That is how it happens, guys. So your Microsoft is located global. So I'll show you one small PPT in here, one slide, so that you can understand the areas where they are into. This is the diagram. See, in India you can see South India, Central India, and your West India. Similarly, you can see Switzerland, you have Germany, you have Europe, you have UK, you have Europe, and like France, Brazil, I'm Africa, Australia, Texas. So many ways, around 60 plus region available globally, and every region you have 3 to 4 data centers again. That's the how your Microsoft is been trying to handle the things in here. And I'll show you the data center. See, one good thing in here is like, so I'll try to forward all those things. This is a data center anyway. I already showed you. This is how it looks like. Data center, very big data center you have in here. So see, how's your, so small your vehicles are in here. So such a big, huge data center. All these things are maintained by your cloud. In each, this is one of the region. So one of the data center in one of the region in here, and they're trying to provide the electricity through your windmills, because to run your servers you need electricity, and they provide the electricity through windmills. Since it's near to my your sea in here, so they're trying to generate the electricity through my tides as well, from my waves as well. So many ways they try to generate, and they provide that electricity to my data centers like this. And this is the really great thing with respect to your Microsoft. See, they are trying to have your data center underwater. So here, what's the main thing is like, the first thing is like, you no need to have a big space occupied on the land. So you can try to place your data center in ocean. So what the benefit you have in here is like, the first thing is like, you no need to buy any air conditioners anymore, because it's in underwater, right? So it's the cooling is very much huge over there itself. So nothing to heat it up in here. So this is a very big advantage. And space also, you can save some space and land. So you can provide the things within your within your water in here. And electricity, you see the cooling systems here, and the renewable electricity from onshore windmills and solar, as well as offshore tides and waves. So they're trying to generate the electricity from your all these different process, and then to provide that to my data centers which is underwater in here. And of course, it's not yet established, guys. It's trying to come up within future. They're having some kind of trials in here still. And this is how they can pull up the things out, and they can do the maintenance part. So this is a small tiny data center you have in here, where they're trying to place the things within your ocean level, within your sea level. So this is one of the strategies they're trying to follow, but this is not yet into this is not yet to establish it here. This is not into the market level yet. So, but they're trying, still trying, trials are going on. They're looking what are drawbacks do they have, or do they really things work out for them or not. So they have to look everything, all those things as of now. So this is how your data center looks like, and the different kind of branches, all those things available in here. Right, so that's the thing, guys. So I have with respect to the demo part today. So any questions, guys? So I believe,
I'm Sachin
yes,
here.
Sachin.
Sorry. I mean, the things I wanted to know, like, what is the exact pattern? What we are going to be taught? Are
Yeah.
we going to be taught like Azure plus then DevOps, or it is going to be just DevOps?
Yeah, Azure DevOps. Yeah, both. Like, we'll try to see how can you create your resources portal level manually first, and then both of the things. So I'll try to show you the contents, guys. So this is what we are trying to cover in a training session. So we'll try to go through what is cloud. We already saw that. What is a data center? Even we saw this as well. So what is the small concept SDLC, software development life cycle, and what are different things are involved with respect to each and every application here. So what are different models of cloud we have in here, and what types of cloud we have in here, advantages and disadvantages. So all these things, comes under your basic concepts. Now we'll try to jump into your actual level, what you need in your real-time perspective. The first thing is like you need to create an account, first thing. But before creating account, we would like to understand what you mean by Active Directory in here. What do you mean by subscription here? How many types of subscriptions you have in here? So what you need to create Azure account in here. So all those things will be covered under my second concept. So going forward, we'll try to start creating resources. So today you saw regarding your virtual machine. So very small, it's very quickly I've done it, but we have not much to learn over there. So we try to create a Windows virtual machine again with more detailed information, Linux virtual machine, and we'll try to see some basic commands with respect to Linux. So people who do not know about your Linux, any Linux commands also not a big deal, guys. So I will assume you do not know anything. I'll also be taking you as a as a normal person. I'll start from scratch level and we'll try to understand the commands critically and also we'll try to implement the things within your Linux virtual machine. I'll show you how can you do that. Similarly, as you created your virtual machines, I'll try to show you how can you create your virtual networks, and inside your virtual network, what do you mean by IP address, what do you mean by subnets, your peering concepts, and how can you create a storage account, and within your storage account, how can you create your file share, your containers, what is the use of your file share containers in here, what is the difference between these two in here. We'll see all those things. Along with that, we try to create your Azure container registries, app services, Kubernetes services, your resource groups, your capturing of your virtual machines, all those things, we'll try to create as a part of your resources using a portal level, manual level. Okay. And going forward, we will try to jump into, CLIs. So instead of creating to the portal level or, again manually, but instead of clicking on this, clicking on that, creating your virtual machine, all those things, or creating other resources, I would like to go with my command prompts. I mean, I would like to go and run my commands so that I can create my resources as simple as such. I mean, as you did in your portal level. The similar, but within your portal level, you chose lot many options. But here, when you're using your CLI, it's not really required. So you don't need to create or you need to choose those many options in here. Very simple options, with simple, with simple commands, I can create my virtual machine directly. It's a very small single line command where I can create my things directly in here. Or let me show you. It's one command in here. Yeah, see here. This is the command you have to follow to create a virtual machine. So see, I'm trying to create a virtual machine, create the name of the virtual machine, the resource group, the image nothing but what kind of virtual machine you want to create. Ubuntu is your Linux virtual machine. If you use Windows over there, it will be a Windows virtual machine here. So using the small commands in here and your user ID, and you have to add your user ID and password as well. So using such a small command, you can create a virtual machine as well. So quickly can do it very simply manner. So you don't need to go to your portal level and click on that, click on this, review plus create and finally complete your deployment part. You don't need to go all those things. Simply writing a small commands, you are able to create your resources as well. So all those things will be seeing in next coming up classes in here. So using your command prompts, we try to create your virtual machine, resource groups, storage accounts, your app services, whatnot. For everything what you create in here, normally manual level, portal level, you try to run the commands and you can create the same thing again, but with a different stuff. That's a CLI level, command lines in here. Similarly, we go through our small basic concepts of PowerShell scripting in here. It's not, and here I'll try to explain you how can you run a script within your multiple commands, how can you use a variable in a script, how can you provide the variables on fly when you're trying to write a script in here. I'll explain you the scripts in here. So how can you write the things in here? So even though you do not know how to create your PowerShell script, not a problem at all. So I'll try to teach from basic level in here. And finally we have your ARM template. So this is the actual way we go in your real-time environment. ARM templates, ARM, Azure Resource Manager. To reach this automated way, the DevOps piece, we are trying to go with your manual portal level first, then your command lines, and finally you are into ARM template. So I can't jump to my ARM template directly because this template will be in your JSON format and you will be having a lot many confusion in here. So for that reason being, what I'm trying to do, I'll be try to go with your portal level, later on CLIs, and finally this is the one where automated way in creating all your resources like your virtual machine, your storage account, whatever you're trying to create, we'll try to create using your ARM template. And this is the actual way what you do in your real-time perspective as well. Similarly, you'll jump into GitHub. This is also, it's a kind of a separate repository with apart from your Azure repository what you have in here. So when I talk about the repositories in here, how can you, why we need GitHub in here? How can you create an account in GitHub? So how can you create a repository in GitHub? How can you clone or how can you push or pull your code from local machine to my remote GitHub repositories? So what are different tools are required? Your Git CLI, your Visual Studio Code, which is very, very important in real-time perspective, the GitHub desktop, all those things I will cover in your respect to GitHub in here. So branching strategy, this is with respect, the environments what you're trying to create. And here you enter actually a DevOps startup. So I mean DevOps business in here. So if you have your code in your GitHub repository or not in your Azure repository, GitHub repository is different, Azure repository is different. If you have a code in your GitHub repository, then how can you read that code and how can you deploy that in your Azure levels in here? So if you have a code in Azure repository, then how can you do that? This is your actual part, guys. It's very, 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 very important. This is what you see in your real-time perspective. Okay, Azure, creating of Azure repositories, pushing your code to my Azure repositories, creating a CI/CD pipelines, using your YAML concept. It's very, very important in your real-time perspective. So everything what you deploy, they'll try to go with your YAML concept only. So how can you run a basic YAML pipeline? So how can you, what are things are involved in your YAML pipeline? What are components you have inside that? We'll try to understand each and everything, minute thing in detail, and we'll try to go with the advanced CI/CD pipelines which you use in real-time perspective to deploy a dotted application for example in here. This is very, very important. And also talk about your Azure boards. I'll talk about what you mean board in here. It's also one of the important point to be noted with respect to your DevOps business in here. And Docker. So this is the kind of environment you have, or this is like a third-party kind of tool, which is not within your Azure repository, not within your Microsoft Azure in here. But Docker, you can relate your Docker or you can tag your Docker concept within your Azure. Again, using your CI/CD pipelines to create an image, push your ACR, pull the image, and deploy to a web application using Azure. So we'll try to see this as well. So what is Docker? What is the meaning of the Docker in here? What is the use of that? How can you, first thing we'll try to do everything manually, guys. Whatever we do, everything we'll do manually first, because I would like you people to understand the concept, understand the process. And later on, I would like to jump to automated way. So automating the nothing is very simple. Within 2, 3, 5 minutes it will happen. But what actually happening in the petrol process, you have to understand. For that reason being, each and everything what you see in here will be running using your command lines first. Let's try to understand manually first, and then we'll try to go with your automated way. And next you have Kubernetes. So this is the advanced concept which maintains your and manages your Docker. So when you understand your Docker what it is, then you can understand your Kubernetes as well. So even you can tag your Kubernetes to your Azure level. So you can see again how can you running the multiple commands in here manually, and again deploy your pods in Kubernetes environment in automated way using the same CI/CD pipelines from your Azure level. So this again the Azure level. So how can you tag your things after running manually everything? Then we'll jump into your CI/CD pipelines of your Azure level. So whatever the concept you learn, finally I should be end up with my Azure level only, because how can I tag this particular concept to my Azure? How can I connect this particular Docker concept or Kubernetes with Azure? That's what I want to know. So you have to tag that everything in here. So finally, I would like to go with one more important thing, which is Terraform. Terraform is again, it's like an alternative method to create resources. So earlier you saw for ARM template, right? Automated way to create the resources in here. So ARM template is within your Azure concept, but Terraform is totally outside your cloud. It's not within your Microsoft at all. This Terraform is being owned by a company called as HashiCorp. This is a company, HashiCorp in here. This is the company which is owning your Terraform. This is a third-party tool. Third-party tool in here, we're trying to create the resources within your Azure level again. So because nowadays lot many people are using your Terraform in here, they're asking for Terraform in here. For that reason being, I added this particular concept as well, so that you people can have at least idea on Terraform. How can you see? How can you create your VMs within your Azure level using your Terraform? So what are the different commands you have to go with to execute the things within Azure level using your Terraform in here? So we'll try to see all those things within your Terraform level in here. So third-party tool, which owned by HashiCorp company. So where you can create resources using the third-party tool, you can create resources within your Azure level. So how that happens, all those things we can see later on. So finally, I will go with my preparation in your resume, where I'll provide you the roles and responsibilities, what things you have to put in your resume. So what are different tools you have to put in your resume. So all those things, we'll try to discuss everything, each and every part with respect to your resume in here. This is totally towards the last of your concept. Okay, so this is about the contents we have in here, guys. This is what we are trying to see with respect to your concepts with respect to Azure DevOps.